Okay guys, so I recorded that last video, got ready, now I'm gonna record this video. Let's talk about my pregnancy experience as a whole. I wish I kind of did like first trimester, second trimester, third trimester, but I pretty much remember everything because I would like put it on this app. So I found out I was pregnant in December, a couple weeks before Christmas time. I got pregnant in November. I found out because my period was like one day late, and I was like, oh, it's never late. Took a test. I was pregnant. Super happy. My boyfriend and I were really happy. And then I saw the doctor at 7 weeks, and I really was not feeling any symptoms. For months before, I was like, oh, I think I'm pregnant, but I never ended up being pregnant. And in the month where I was literally like smoking and drinking, and I didn't feel different, I didn't feel anything, was the month that I missed my period, and the month I actually got pregnant. So, starting at 7 to 8 weeks is when I started getting really bad morning sickness. It hit me pretty hard. Yeah, really hard. I lost quite a bit of weight from throwing up. It wasn't just nausea, but it was like vomiting constantly. I ended up tearing my esophagus. It was bleeding, so there was like blood in my throw up. And I ended up going to the hospital and having to get like IVs because I was so dehydrated. And I think I ended up losing like 20 pounds. And if you saw how I looked before I got pregnant, my face was a lot fatter. I was a lot more chubby. I guess like right now I can't really tell my body, but I lost weight. At the end of my pregnancy, I weighed less delivering him than my starting weight. So that's how bad it was because I was throwing up until I went into labor. So that was the hardest part of being pregnant. Also, in the first trimester, I like didn't have cravings. I had food aversions, so a lot of things that I used to love to eat, I didn't want to touch. It could have also just been because I was super duper nauseous. So, second trimester comes around, pretty much the same symptoms. I am not, the nausea kind of lightened up, but I wasn't really like feeling anything more. It was just the second trimester. Everyone says that one's the easiest, and I see why. It was just kind of like, I'm pregnant. I found out I was having a boy when I was 17 weeks. I went to a 4D ultrasound place, and right away, as soon as they put the little thing on my stomach, they saw that he was a boy. I knew he was a boy from the beginning. I just would always say him, he. I always pictured myself having a little boy. So, not too much to say about the second trimester. So, going into the last trimester, oh my gosh. I got put off of work 2 months before my due date instead of 1 month because I had such bad back pain. Like, I would be like so upset at work because what I do, I'm a registered dental assistant. So I do patients like crowns, fillings, I do cleanings, I bleach people's teeth, I do braces, I do all that. So pretty much I'm sitting in a chair and I'm leaning forward working in someone's mouth like this. So my back, as my stomach was growing, my back was hurting so much, and I was still throwing up, still vomiting. I threw up a few times at work. It was super embarrassing. Like one time patients were around, and it was really embarrassing. And also in the last trimester, I ended up going to the hospital 2 times into labor and delivery before actually delivering. So the very first time, it was on the 4th of July, I was getting contractions and they were coming every few minutes. So I went into labor and delivery, and they had to give me 2 different IVs, and they had to give me some stuff to stop my contractions. I think I was only like 31, 32 weeks along. So that was super scary. So they were like, okay, you should be good for at least like 36 weeks. Make sure you're drinking a lot of water. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, yada, yada, yada. So I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to have a premature baby. I was so scared. I didn't have anything because my first baby shower was July 8th. and I literally had nothing. So I was like freaking out. I'm gonna have this baby. He's gonna be a preemie. He's gonna be in the NICU, and I don't have anything at home. But you know, I didn't dilate or anything. After the medicine and everything, I was fine. And then a week before I delivered, I went into labor and delivery because I thought my water broke, and I was getting contractions that day too. I pretty much got Braxton Hicks like most of my third trimester, like pretty much a few a day. And they were pretty painful, especially towards the end. So I went in, I thought my water broke, I was getting contractions. They kept me there for 2 hours, and I was only at a half. So my next doctor's appointment, I go again, I'm just at a half. And at this point, I'm very uncomfortable. My stomach was really huge. I got stretch marks all over from the bottom of my stomach all the way to the top. And they weren't just like small stretch marks, they're like really red, super noticeable all over the place. So I was just so uncomfortable. I started taking evening primrose oil, but every time I took it, I threw it up, so I ended up stopped taking that completely. I was drinking a lot of raspberry leaf tea because that's supposed to help soften your cervix, but I still tore, so I don't know if that really works. The evening primrose oil probably does work. I never took it vaginally, I just took it orally. And then, what else about my pregnancy can I think about? I just had really bad nausea, headaches, backaches. My esophagus tore because of the throwing up. And yeah, that is pretty much being pregnant. I was very emotional. I didn't have cravings. But yeah, 39 weeks. I never made it to 40. But that's all. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Please subscribe and let me know any other story times or videos that I can make, because I really want to start being more active on YouTube. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.